next Speaker of the House will hold the Republican Party in his or her hands. Democrats kept the Senate majority, so now everything rides on the House. This Speaker will quite literally control a large part of the direction of the party leading up to 2024. And after these midterms, 2024 just proved to be one of the most important elections of our lifetime. One of the top contenders to be the next Speaker of the House is former House Freedom Caucus Chairman Andy Biggs, who joins me now. Congressman, welcome to Prime News.
Thank you, Lydia. Good to be with you.
Congressman, you're being reported as the top challenger to Kevin McCarthy. Come on, it sounds like can you confirm or deny whether or not this is true? I mean, it sounds like you're almost there. Maybe you want to announce.
Lydia, you know, we have a new paradigm here, and I think the country wants a different direction from the House of Representatives, and it's a new world. And yes, I'm going to be nominated tomorrow to the position of Speaker of the House. We'll see if we can get the job done. The votes, it's going to be tough. I mean, Kevin has raised a lot of money and done a lot of things, but this is not just about Kevin. I think it's about institutional direction and trajectory, and that's where we're going to see if we have enough people who agree that we need to change the trajectory of this place and open it up so where people can actually represent their constituency in a more open and transparent manner.
So let's just make this clear. It sounds like you just announced.
Yeah, I guess I did, kind of, didn't I?
So there you have it. We have some good news tonight. Your colleague, Congressman Matt Gaetz, has come out today and said that he will not be voting for Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House, even going as far as to say that McCarthy cannot be trusted as House Speaker. You know, is this indicative of how others in the Republican Party feel? Do we need this type of divisiveness in the Republican Party when we're trying to get our country back on track?
Look, I think Matt has his opinions on it, but there are lots of people in this conference who have listened to their constituency, and their constituencies are saying, look, we need different leadership, both in the House and the Senate. We need to change the direction. We need people who are going to bring our body together and unite. I mean, there are things that we agree on. The Freedom Caucus agrees on with the more liberal or left, I don't want to say leftist, more moderate wing of the Republican Party. And that's everything from getting men out of women's sports. That's things like opening up the Keystone XL pipeline, building the fence, those policies like that. And at the same time saying, hey, let's get to the bottom of what happened with COVID. And if Dr. Fauci needs to be held accountable, we need to do that. And I think we have broad support, and we can't back down and acquiesce to what the Democrats want. We have to be strong with a positive message and go forward in that way.
I mean, did you ever think there would come a day where we would be fighting about men participating in women's sports and using taxpayer dollars so kids could go and mutilate themselves because they're suffering from some sort of psychological problem? Is this how far off tilt like our country, our world has become, Congressman?
Yeah, Lydia, I mean, I can't, 20 years ago, we never would have thought this possible. Even 10 years ago, we wouldn't have thought this possible. But here we are today, and it's a reality. And I think parents from both sides of the aisle look at this, and outside of a very, very small minority of Americans, we say, this is unacceptable. And I'm glad you brought up funding. There's no reason in the world for the federal government to be engaging in funding this kind of activity that is condemned by most people in the country. And that's another thing. We have to bring our spending back under control, and Congress has got to change its processes. That's part of what I mean when I say we got to turn a page. We have to start anew. And I think a lot of people in our conference and around the country want Republicans to start all over, clean slate, and let's go. And that would require a new speaker with new ideas.
Well, thank you so much, Congressman Andy Biggs, and for that breaking news tonight. And we wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lydia. Appreciate it.